Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Thursday Night Stamp Therapy. We're a little late tonight, like 2 hours late, because I had some band concerts for the kids. In fact, we had 2 tonight. I couldn't even be at both of those at the same time. I had hoped to pre-record and share a video with you, but that didn't happen in time. So I hope that you're still hanging in there. I know it's pretty late for some of you, and so if you weren't able to stay up and watch live, I hope that you're enjoying the replay. Tonight I have some projects to share with you using the new in colors. Have you guys seen the new in colors? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about these. The 2022 to 2024 Stampin' Up! In colors are Starry Sky, Orchid Oasis, Tahitian Tide, Parakeet Party, and Sweet Sorbet. Make sure to check out my other videos, and I'll link up to them in the video description. If you haven't already seen my in color comparison where I'm showing the colors, tonight I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use the colors. And I chose to use the in colors tonight because we have a really amazing deal going on right now. If you join as a demonstrator during the month of May, you can get the in color ink pads, a package of assorted cardstock, the in color designer paper, and some in color grid paper for free when you get your $99 starter kit. Like, it's such a crazy deal. It's $66.50 value, and if you're getting the in colors anyway, you might as well just join as a demonstrator and then get a discount on all of your favorite things. Oh my goodness. If you're interested in joining, be sure to let me know in the comments if you have any questions. You can go to tinyurl.com/SU starter kit to buy your starter kit. I'll also in the video description put a link that has more information about being a demonstrator. All your questions answered. I know you guys probably have tons of questions, and I've got tons of answers. Well, the stamp set I'm going to be featuring tonight with the in colors is called Simply Fabulous. And I chose this one because I just got it. It arrived today, but mostly because this is the stamp set that I chose for my annual catalog product share. So you can add on the Simply Fabulous stamp set at a discount when you sign up for my product shares. And so I wanted to show you some project ideas with the Simply Fabulous stamp set. So the product shares, there's 2 different product shares. One is the annual catalog, and that's got all the new papers, ribbon, embellishments. Then I also have an in color product share. So the in color product share is going to include 2 sheets of each of the cardstock colors. It's going to include 1 of each sheet of the designer paper. I think maybe 2. I think it's 1 of each sheet. You'll get some in color ribbons, some in color embellishments, things like that. So you can make these cards also if you get the in color product share, or if you're getting the in colors on your own and the Simply Fabulous stamp set. So I'm really excited about the cards, and I'm hoping that you'll enjoy these layouts, whether or not you have the stamp set or if you're using something at home. I hope that you enjoy the layouts that we're going to make tonight. I think I've got everything ready to go with measurements, and I'll also include them in the video description. I just want to make sure, can you guys see everything okay? To me, it kind of looks like everything is a little tight. I'm just going to move my camera up, but give me a thumbs up or give me a heart. Let me know if you can see everything. I've got ink pads over here and cardstock and the stamp set. Hopefully the stamp set's completely in view. So if you can see everything, just give me a quick little thumbs up or heart. Let me know you can see everything okay. I would hate to have to start all over again. All right, I'm seeing some hearts. I think you guys can see everything. I did move the camera up a little bit, so hopefully that helps. Also, if you're watching on the replay, please comment replay and let me know. Like I said, I know we're starting a little late tonight, and so I'm sure some of you were not able to stay up. So I hope that you are enjoying the replay no matter when you're watching this. And if you're watching the replay, just let me know what day and time you're watching. I always find that fun to know how, when everyone likes to watch. So all right, we're going to get started. Like I said, I've got 3 cards we're going to make. We're using the Simply Fabulous stamp set. And my room is such a mess. I just don't even know where to put things. I just knocked a whole bunch of stuff down. Oh, you know what I was going to do is I was going to grab out some card samples. Let's do that first. I wanted to show you some card samples using that in color designer paper, because this is included in the in color product share, and it is included in the free in color gift that you can get when you join as a demonstrator. So I'm just going to go through and show you some card samples from my box that use this new in color designer paper. So here is one that I created using the Sweet Songbirds. In fact, I used a different pattern here on this Sweet Songbirds card. So I just love these bright colors. These new in colors are just so fantastic. I'm flipping through my box really quick. Let's see what I can find. I have a lot of amazing swaps, and I'll have to share them in another video and show you some of the swaps that I've gotten from my fellow demonstrators, because they're pretty amazing. I always love swapping with demonstrators. One of my favorite things about being a demonstrator is swapping ideas and sharing and stamping with other demos. This awesome card is from Rachel, I think Rachel Chamberlain. I've got a mix of all my cards in here, so several different swap groups. Ooh, this one's fun. This one's from Meg Lovin, and she used the paper to punch the bottle out. Here's another bird card from Sandy Carlson using the Orchid Oasis. Another bird card from Gwen Duckworth. Another bird card. Oh, this one doesn't have. Never mind. I thought I had the in color paper. Here's one. This is from Leanne Greff, and the striped paper back there is the in color designer paper. So you can see we just have so many different amazing ways to use this in color designer paper. Here's a card. Nope, that one doesn't have in color paper. Some of them are tricky because I think that they do, but they have similar paper. Okay, that's it for my swap cards that use this specific designer paper. I'll be sharing more with you very soon. Tonight we're going to do 3 cards using this paper, and like I said, I do have some pieces kind of ready to go. So let's start with this one. I'm excited about this card. This was the first one that I designed to share with you tonight, and I'm using all in colors tonight. So we have Starry Sky for the card base, a little bit of designer paper here. This one's 3x5 of the Sweet Sorbet flower pattern, and then I have a 1x4 strip of the Parakeet Party pattern. This is also the designer paper. This is gonna go that way. And then piece of basic white cardstock that's 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. And the last piece is to go inside. This is just 4 inches by 5 1/4. I didn't put a Post-it note on it, but it's just pretty standard, pretty standard stuff. For this one, I've picked out some stamps, and I'm going to be using the Sweet Sorbet, I'm going to call this Lemon Lime Twist all day long, Parakeet Party, Sweet Sorbet, and Starry Sky. So I'm going to do some stamping on the white, and like I said, I'll put those in the video description when we're all done. So I'm going to stamp first on the small one. I'm going to stamp in the Starry Sky, just saying hello. And one thing I've noticed about this stamp set, and I don't know if it's just mine, it doesn't seem to be etched very deeply. Like, it kind of looks flat, and it should really have more of an etch. I'm going to call Stampin' Up tomorrow about it, but you have to be careful when you have stamps like that, because you can catch ink in between, and if you push too hard on the ink pad and push too hard, you can get some transfer of that there. So I have noticed that with my stamps tonight. I just received this today, so if you ever notice problems like that are really bad, you know, let me know or call Stampin' Up, and they're usually pretty good about sending out replacement product when there I should have grid paper when there's product that is kind of defective like that. So I noticed it is worse on some stamps than others in this set that I have, but the way that the photopolymer stamps are made is they're actually exposed to light to sort of develop. And so I think that just happens from maybe too much of the light exposure, or maybe the mask isn't lined up quite right. So I don't want to say it's common, but I think it is. And then usually they catch the ones that are really bad because they inspect them after they come through. And so when they're really bad, they usually catch them and they pull them. But sometimes there's one that gets through. On the inside, I'm just going to do another stamp there with the leaves and the flowers. and we are ready to assemble our card. So tonight, even though I didn't get to pre-film my video, I did have things kind of ready to go. And so hopefully our cards are going to go together pretty quickly tonight, which is good because it is so late. So might be a little shorter. And since I do already have a plan, I don't know. I do have some things I will need your opinion on and your help. So be ready in the comments. Okay, so for this one, I want to add a little banner tip at the bottom. It is 3 inches, so it's kind of big for some of my punches. So I'm just going to go right up the center, and you could measure that if you want to be exact, but I'm just going up about 3/4 of an inch or so, and then I'm going to cut from each corner to the top of that center cut. And this is kind of a way just to get nice even banners. Again, if you want to be more particular, you can use a paper trimmer and a ruler. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it, but I do prefer a scissor with a long blade like this so that I can do it all in one big cut and not have to do smaller cuts. That I think that helps to make a nice even long cut. So this designer paper piece is going to go right in the center toward the top to create a long banner. And then we have our smaller strip. Did I tell you this was double-sided? I think I skipped over that part. The designer paper is double-sided, so you have some different patterns. So you got flowers on one side and stripes on the other, plaid and polka dots, and each one has the same thing. So in the paper package, you get 4 sheets of each pattern in each color. So it is 48 sheets altogether. Well, look at our card. We're almost done. We're going to add this on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. I just love these colors together. I love the dark starry sky with the contrast against the sweet sorbet and the parakeet party. You guys are so quiet tonight, so leave a comment and let me know if you're liking this stamp set and this card. What are you excited about from the new catalog? What is something maybe that you've already ordered or something that you're thinking about ordering? Because I would love to know what you would like to see in future videos. All right, here's our finished card. I think we're all done, though I did get out the twine and wondered if maybe I should add a little twine bow or something like that. This is the in color twine. So it is white mixed with each color, each in color. So this is the white and the sweet sorbet. And let's just tie a little bow and see what we think about adding this to the card. Many of you asked about the concert, and I forgot to answer you. I did see your comments come through. So tonight we had 3 concerts, not 3 concerts. We had 3 kids in 2 concerts, one at the high school, one at the middle school, then right next door to each other and starting at the exact same time. Our band directors apparently didn't discuss that. So we had to split up. Jim went to one concert and I went to the other, and both concerts were fabulous. It's always good to see the kids play and perform, and we just love supporting them. Okay, so I think I like that little twine bow, just a little something. And then on the inside we've got there's actually a lot of sentiments in this set. So on the front we say just saying hello, and we could really, you know, use any of these on the inside if we want. So maybe we should add some more words on the inside, like you're simply fabulous. Tell me about the fabulous people you know. Who would you send this card to? Do you have a special friend or family member who you just adore and you just want to let them know just how fabulous they are? Leave a comment. You can tell me your relationship with them or a name if you want. Who would you send this simply fabulous card to? I'm going to move right along. Like I said, we've got 3 cards. I've kind of got them like, sort of situated. So we're just going to keep rolling right along here and start in the next card. I am checking out your comments though. So, thank you for all the suggestions about what you would like to see. Abigail Rose, definitely the texture chic. Janice says the dragon stamp in the Pure Magic. You know, I didn't get that stamp sets, but I might, because my kids like to play Dungeons and Dragons, and so I think that dragon is kind of fun. Penny says she's ordered the Butterfly Kisses suite. Oh my goodness, did you see? I did an unboxing video this afternoon and showed all the new designer paper and embellishments that I didn't get during pre-order, and I shared a card that I made with the Butterfly Kisses. And I don't know where that card is. It might have moved itself to the kitchen. I don't know. My room is such a mess right now. Like, I can hardly walk. Well, anyway, you'll have to watch the other video when you can see that Butterfly Kisses. I really love the way that card turned out. Diane, I'm so glad you found me. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We're a little later than normal. Usually Thursday night stamp therapy is at 7:10 p.m. Central Time, but we got a little bit delayed tonight with some kid stuff. So no worries. I'm glad that you're here and can join us. Our second card using the Simply Fabulous stamp set tonight. I love these bright, bold stamps and so many different sentiments in here. I just think that's so much fun. So our next card is going to be Tahitian Tide card base. So this is 5.5 by 8.5. And then I have a 4-inch by 5 1/4 white cardstock, and that's going to go on the inside. We'll find something fun to stamp on the inside, but I'm just going to add this layer right now and fold this card in half. So I like to include a layer on the inside. Sometimes I forget, but especially on darker colors like the Starry Sky, it's nice to include a layer to write on so the person that is receiving your card can actually see what you're writing. This is going to be a horizontal card, and next up I have a piece of designer paper that is 3.5 inches by 4 1/4. This is the Tahitian Tide plaid, and on the back is the polka dots. Oh, I kind of like the polka dots. I think we're going to stick with the plaid tonight. It's so hard to cover up beautiful paper though, isn't it? And you have to choose which side you want. Next up is a piece of Starry Sky cardstock that's 2.5 inches by 4 3/4 inches. And this is going to go across the center. I think we're going to wait to glue these down quite yet. We're going to do something first on top. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe we should just put them on. Let's put them on. Then I have a piece of sweet sorbet that is 1/2 inch by 5.5 inches. So I did kind of design the cards ahead of time, but I didn't actually put them together. So sometimes it's just takes me a minute to figure out the best order of operations here. I saw your comment about Anna. Thank you for asking. Anna had COVID last week, and she is doing fantastic. She is 10 days now from her positive test, so she completed her 5 days of isolation. Her symptoms were very, very mild. She had a sore throat and a small little cough. And before her 5-day isolation was over, her symptoms were gone and she was feeling 100%. So she's been wearing a mask around the house and at school for the next 5 days just to make sure she's not getting anybody sick. And thankfully we all stayed healthy and nobody else got sick. So that was such a blessing, and we were so happy that we could have such an easy experience with COVID. So I hope that if you encounter COVID, that it is also as easy for you as it has been for us. Unfortunately, we have some other family members who don't live near us, who extended family members who recently have also tested positive for COVID, and it hasn't quite been as easy an experience. So I feel bad and very lucky that we have had such a good experience. I just sort of breezed through that while I was talking. I used the rectangular postage stamp punch to punch out 3 little images, and we're going to put these on our card like this. You know what? Actually, we're going to move this up a little bit. You knew it was coming. I always have to peel something apart. Oh, no. Come on, Julie. Well, you know what? I think it's going to be okay. That really stuck. That usually doesn't happen to me. Usually I have a lot better luck peeling it apart. Oh no, it's gonna drive me crazy. Okay, we're gonna just have to cut a new piece. That's okay. It's okay. I have some buckets. A bucket of scraps. Looking at my size again, we're 2.5 inches by 4 3/4. And then our sweet sorbet was 1/2 inch by 5.5 inches. Okay. See, no problem. Let's glue down. So this is going kind of top center, and the reason I peeled in the first place is because I wanted this to go just a little bit higher. It was like down here and I wanted to go right here. And I know you're probably thinking like, Julie, that's not really any different. but to me it is. So I'm about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom there. Not quite centered. All right, now let's do some stamping. We're going to stamp using some similar colors. We're going to bring in Tahitian Tide, and let's see. I think we also want some, yeah, we're going to use Starry Sky as well. So let's start with the Starry Sky. We're going to use this stamp here. It's kind of like a tulip, I guess. And I'm going to stamp 1, 2, 3, kind of in varying spots there. And then I'm going to add this inside part. So it kind of looks like a little fan. And that is going to go right inside the center of the flower. So it kind of nests in there. Lovely. Love that little pop of color. And then we're going to use some Parakeet Party with some leaf stamps. I really tried to use a lot of the stamps in this set so you can see how versatile this stamp set is. And there's also a single leaf, and I think I'm going to add that as well. Kind of look like little turtles or something, don't they? Not turtles. I don't know. What am I thinking of? Do they look like flowers? All right. I love these little words in this set. And so we're going to use one 3 times. You could just use it once if you want, but I kind of like having it 3 times. So it says, hooray, hooray, hooray. The other little stamps in this set, the little sentiments are for you, a note, hey, hooray, and thank you. So it could be fun. You could mix and match them. Like you could say, hey, hooray, or hooray for you. Yeah, so hey, hooray for you. I wish that it had one that said hip, which might seem odd on its own, but then you could do hip, hip, hooray. So I'm going to add these on with Stampin' Dimensionals. And I always maybe go a little overboard on the Stampin' Dimensionals, but I do love my Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'm going to use 3. I just want this little rectangle to be well supported and not have any problems on the card. So I'm going to start with the ones on the end, and as I'm going, I'm going to kind of place them out there. So if you start with the ones on the end, then you can center the middle one in the space that you have left. So I'm going to move that over just a little bit. I'm going to center the other one in about the same place from the other side. And then, oh, that's crooked. There we go. And then the last one's going to go in the center, just centered between the 2. Oh my goodness, do you love it? These colors are just so much fun together. I was wondering about twine. I'm not sure. I think there's so much going on that I don't know about adding twine there. I'm also not sure about adding the gems on this one. I kind of feel like it's good where it is. I think I'm going to leave it without embellishments. But you let me know, would you add some twine or would you add an enamel dot to this one? Janice, I just saw your comment. This set didn't really catch my interest, but now you really need to come with a warning label. Hey, I'm sorry. I do tend to have that effect on people, don't I? This is the stamps that we're using, Simply Fabulous. We've got one more card using this stamp set and the end colors. I hope that I'm inspiring you. And even if you don't have this stamp set, I'm sure that you have similar stamp sets and you can create these layouts using something very similar. These leaves are kind of driving me crazy and I sort of want to restamp them. I don't, here's the ones that I stamped originally. They're really not like any different, I guess. Oh well. Let's move on. We have another card to make. So let's get out our final supplies. Oh yeah, this is right. Okay. I was thinking it was wrong, but we're good. So I'm going to move these out of the way for now. And I think you guys, it looks like many of you agree that it's cute as is. So I don't think it needs any other embellishments. Okay, our last card is going to use Orchid Oasis as the card base color. Now, these colors are really similar, and sometimes in some things like the twine, it's hard to see the difference. But when you have the cardstock pieces, you can really see the difference between Orchid Oasis and Starry Sky. Starry Sky is a lot darker than Orchid Oasis, but they do go really well together. In fact, the designer paper piece that I have for the front of the card is actually the Starry Sky, and I think that it has a nice contrast, but sort of goes nicely with this Orchid Oasis. So this is 1.5 inches by 5.5 inches. And this is going to go across the center of our card. I'm using the polka dots here with the plaid on the other side. And so I'm going to do this like a little low center, not quite center, but almost center. I have another little strip of same measurement even of the Sweet Sorbet, 1/2 inch by 5.5. And I just thought this needed like a little pop of color. So I'm just going to add that to the bottom here. And just a little pop of red. Okay, next up is 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. This is the Parakeet Party, and this is going to go over here. But before we put that on, we're going to do some stamping on the square, which is 3.25 by 3.25. So that is going to layer right on there. So let's do our stamping first, and then we'll layer and finish assembling the card. So on this one, I wanted to use one of these leaf images to make a wreath. So this is the one that I'm using, but you can see when I put it onto the stamp block, I actually kind of angled it a little bit. Let me clean this off and I'll show you. I'll take it off and I'll put it back on so I can show you how that works. So that's one of the advantages of using photopolymer stamps, is that you can kind of manipulate the stamp a little bit if you want it to be curved. So this stamp normally would be straight like this. Now I gotta dry my block off. But on the block, I kind of put it down and then gave it like a little twist to put it down sort of at an angle. So let's see if I can do that again a little more. So that's just gonna kind of have it be a little softer of an angle for making our wreath. Okay, now I did this trick with I think it was the Eden's Garden, had a similar kind of stamp. And so I made a card with a wreath like this when Eden's Garden came out. That was in the early winter, I believe. And it's such an easy way to make a wreath that I thought I would try it again. So here's what I did. I'm going to start by putting one of these leaves in the center, kind of along the edge of each side of the square. Now, again, I really am catching a lot of ink in the middle there, and you can kind of see it transferring onto the cardstock. And actually, I don't really mind the extra dots here. I think it's kind of kind of add some fun texture. Okay, so I went on each side. Now I'm going to turn the cardstock and I'm going to add another one in each corner, sort of connecting the other two. This is like the easiest wreath you're ever going to make. I am kind of a lazy stamper, and so you could do something like this with the Stamparatus. But this is sort of like my easy way to do it. So it does look a little boxy today. My other one did not look so boxy. This is the one I made earlier. It was a little rounder. So I don't know, maybe we should try it again. Let's just cut another piece of cardstock. And we'll give it another shot and see if we can get it to look a little less boxy. I'm not sure what the difference was. It might have to do with the stamp. Maybe on the other one, I was able to curve that stamp a little more. Let's just try that. So we're going to go in the center of each side. And then we're going in the corner to cover up in between the two. Yeah, that one looks a little more round. I think that made a difference. It was just sort of manipulating that stamp more. Exactly, Susan. So Janice says, I see your question. What is the best way to prevent the chamois from smelling musty? I honestly, when I am done using my chamois, and I'm like walking away for the day, I will not only like leave it open, sometimes I will just like take it out, because even when you have it open, sometimes it stays wet underneath, a lot. So I definitely try to, flip it over while it's drying out. Definitely dry it out in between, so it doesn't get funky. And I really only keep it in a case like that when I'm continuing to use it, at the desk, and it's going to be used a lot. But when I walk away for a while, I definitely want to let that dry out and get that funk. It doesn't start out funky. I think when you don't let it completely dry out. So when it is dried out, let me show you one that's totally dried out. It curls up like this, right? And so when it's time to refresh that and get it wet again, sometimes I'll just fill up the sink in the bathroom, like our little powder room. I'll fill up the sink with a little bit of water, and I just like let this soak in that water, and then it just kind of soaks up that water and rehydrates. So you definitely want to get it to look like this in between. You want to really let it dry out. But I think, can you wash that in the dishwasher? Or I don't know, like you definitely could use like some dish soap on it. If it's really funky, I would just buy a new one, honestly. Okay, so I got out the Orchid Oasis pad, and we're going to use this little stamp. I love this round flower stamp. In fact, there's 2 of them in this set. I'm just going to use one of them. I want to add a little pop of red, and so I decided to stamp this little circle in the middle with the sweet sorbet. So I did that, and then we're going to have a magic of TV moment, I think. Yeah. And ta-da! I cut them all out. I know you didn't want to watch me do that tonight. We're going to layer the flowers here. I love like that little cluster. And so we're going to put that. Is that the good one? Yeah. We're going to layer these together, and we're going to layer our flowers on. And I definitely think that this could use some, like a bow or something. So we're going to use a little twine, and we're going to have a bow near the flowers and put them on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. I also think that using some of these enamel dots would be good as well to sort of fill in the center a little bit. So we're going to do that. I will be honest with you about these in color dots. Where did they go on the desk here? These are the 2022 to 2024 in color matte decorative dots. I don't like the ombre. We had this with another thing, and I want them all just to be dark. Like I like this row, and I don't really want like the light version of it. So here's how I'm going to fix that. I'm going to take my Stampin' Blend marker in Sweet Sorbet, and I'm just going to lightly color the lighter ones to make them darker. I don't want to use the lighter one, so I'm going to make them darker. Sometimes going over them a couple times gives you the color that you want. So isn't that better? I like that. So I plan to use my Stampin' Blends. I'll probably end up coloring a lot of these that I won't use because they're so light. So that's going to go in the center, and I'm realizing now that I'm just covering up the little bit that I stamped. Oh well, I guess I didn't need to stamp it. I stamped it first, and I really just didn't like how the center was still white, and I wanted something that was a little bit more, a little darker. Just using my paper snips to transfer over the enamel dots. If you have the Take Your Pick tool, that's another option for small embellishments like this. Okay, so I think our card is coming together really nicely. I have a little piece. Oh, here it is. I was gonna say I have a little piece, but I'll use the one that I stamped. I stamped a little thank you. And so I'm going to use that. I use Starry Sky to bring in that color again. And on the inside, let's just stamp some more, or maybe just one of the flower. And then we can add some of our leaves that we used on that other card. Oh, I love that little flower. That's just perfect. So cute. And lots of room there to write a thank you card, or thank you note rather. So let's put this inside our card. The Orchid Oasis is lighter than the Starry Sky, but it still is kind of dark. So we want to have that spot where we can write. All right, over here, we're going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'm going to get out my sheet. I'm going to use the border for the thank you. That's always perfect for these little tiny greetings. You can also use the mini Stampin' Dimensionals. They work well as well. And I'm going to put one of these down. I should use a glue dot because I already put my adhesive on. I'm going to put one of them down with, or you know what, how about two? I'm going to put two of them down with glue dots. And then the one in the middle is going to have a Stampin' Dimensional and kind of be up a little more. So let's grab a dimensional. And I also love to use the glue dots for putting on the twine bows as well. This kind of got it all, didn't it? It got the embellishment and the twine. I don't know about that twine bow right there. Come on. There. That's better on the side. Okay, let's add that with some Stampin' Dimensionals onto our card. All right, are you guys ready? Because it is almost time to vote. You're going to have to tell me which of the 3 cards that we made tonight is your favorite. I know it's going to be hard because they're all so cute. I would love to know which one is your favorite, or which one are you excited to try to copy? Which of these have inspired you? So we finished off with our wreath card. In the middle, we made one that had 3 postage punches. Hooray, hooray, hooray. And we started off with, this one's my favorite, the Just Saying Hello. You're simply fabulous. Oh my gosh, I just love these. I'm gonna order them like this. So this was 1, 2, 3. That was the order that we made them. And let me know, leave a comment and tell me which one is your favorite. Now, this is the stamp set that we used tonight. It's called Simply Fabulous. And you can get the Simply Fabulous stamp set at a discount when you sign up for one of my product shares. So that's why I wanted to feature it tonight. When you sign up for a product share, you can add on the Simply Fabulous stamp set for $15. So you can save your spot. It's not too late to go to tinyurl.com/2022 product shares to sign up. If you've signed up in the last 24 hours, I'm going to try to get your invoice sent out tonight. And I plan to have those ready to mail out next weekend. So make sure to check out my unboxing video for a peek at all the new designer paper and ribbon and embellishments, so you can see what comes inside. But this will give you a little idea of what you can do with the stamp set and the in color product share, specifically that in color designer paper that I used tonight. So you can get this in my online store at juliedavison.com/shop, or you can get it in your in color product share, or if you're ready to join as a demonstrator, you can get that designer paper and a set of the in color ink pads and a package of assorted cardstock and some grid paper for free when you join the Stampin' Up! Family in May. For more information, check the link I'll add to the video description here shortly. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed the cards that I shared and that I have inspired you, whether you have the Simply Fabulous stamp set or you're using something different at home. I hope that you'll give one of these cards a try. I'd love for you to share your cards in Julie's Stamping Spot Share and Connect group right here on Facebook. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned. Make sure you like my channel on YouTube and subscribe. Turn on your notifications, because I've got lots more new catalog projects and swaps to share with you in the coming days and weeks. Have a great night, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.